here. She's been doing some free motion, talking to some people. She wrote this glorious book.
Hey, look, it's color, thread, and free motion quilting. Learn to stitch with reckless abandon, which is sort of what I do. Michelle has some copies still here in the shop, and I've heard that the author, if Michelle doesn't have copies in the shop, the author has copies. So this is a great time to get your copy of the book. We also have classes that are coming up in April and in May for beginners and advanced beginners. Now, if you signed up for the shop newsletter, then you got the email this morning that the classes are live and you signed up. Yay! Thank you for signing up. If you didn't get the newsletter, then sign up go to Poppy Quilt and Sew website, just Google Poppy Quilt and Sew, and sign up for the newsletter, get that information, and you can sign up for the class. You can also just call the store. Now, I'm here in the store until 3 o'clock demoing.
Wait, I have to show you. There's a bunch of chocolate too, y'all. Y'all come down.
Right, just don't take the peanut butter cups because I'm gonna dig into those in just a minute. Unless you get here and take them from me. But I have a quilt that I'm working on, and I'm showing some of the tools, and I'm showing kind of how I practice and how I teach practicing. So I have a quilt block drawn on here. I've used my 100 weight polyester to do all of my stitching in the ditch, and then I've done the world's most perfect quilting motif, which is ribbon candy, and a little variation on ribbon candy. And then I remembered how to adjust the tension on the machine.
I was gonna say, it looks a little wacky there.
It looks a little wacky. So, and then I did a little bit of this kind of stitching, and again, looks a little wacky because I forgot how to change the tension on the machine, because whatever, it's all good. And then, so now I'm doing some border work on here, and then we'll come back in and stitch on here. Now, Michelle has, if you can look at the quilt on the wall, Michelle has, when Alex and Ginny went to New York, Beauty happened, which is a quilt that I made back in 2006, 2007, somewhere in that time frame, using Alex Anderson and Ginny Beyer fabric. And I started playing with thread on that quilt. And we'll talk a little bit about that quilt. We'll talk about how we can use color in our quilts, and we'll talk about some of the cool things in the book, like this really amazing thread chart that's at the beginning of the book, which I'm going to give you a little sneak peek of, that talks about what needles and thread and what to use in the bobbin, and then you'll get more of that in class, and it'll be a whole lot of fun. Are there any questions?
Not yet. Not questions. Can we see you do some quilting?
Sure. Now,
those little black things are called bat. What are they? Bat?
These are bat scooters, and Michelle has some in stock, and she might know the new owner of the bat scooters.
No, I didn't know that.
I'm the new owner of Bat Scooters.
Oh, awesome.
So if Michelle doesn't have them in stock, it's really easy for her to get them in stock.
Awesome. No shipping too. Woohoo!
And she gets no shipping charges because I will come into the store. And I also have my bat snips underneath because I always have bat snips.
Mm-hmm.
And in a little while, I'm going to show how to use this beauty, the Quilter Select Ruler for the ruler foot. So you'll have to come in to see me do that. So right now, I'm just going to do a wee tiny bit of stitching because I love doing weirdo stitching. One of the things that I love about thread is that I can change.
Can you speak up? They said you're soft.
One of the well, it's probably the machine.
Well, it was before. It's probably because I was too far away.
Okay. All right. One of the things that I love about thread is that by doing some simple changes in what I'm doing, I can then combine motifs. And I'm going to move this out of the way. So you can see here I've combined some arcs with some pebbles in here to create a little bit more of a dynamic look. And when I do that, I can sort of skip one line, add another arc in, and do a little bit more pebble work.
So Peggy, the bat scooters are to help move your fabric along.
Right, they do two things. They help move the quilt, and it's a lot easier. I like them because I don't like anything on my hands, but it also makes sure that in my shoulders I am relaxed. You see, I can move this whole quilt around with just a couple of fingers. I'm gonna run up the stitch, come back over here. Now I'm gonna reposition. Normally I stop needle down. I love doing different kinds of motifs. Why don't you come stand over my shoulder, Michelle?
Oh, would that be better?
Yeah, it might.
Because I'm like stretching across the whole table.
I don't mind you stretching across the whole table, but
there we go.
See?
Oh yeah, that's much better.
It's so weird how that works. Now the fun thing about this is on this piece I have different weights of thread, and you can really start getting in here and seeing the different weights and how they can play over the surface of your quilt. Even in the beginner class we do things with different weights of thread so that you get comfortable with the different weights, get comfortable pairing them correctly with needles, and the cool thing is we learn how to adjust tension. So come on down, sign up for the classes. We have them set for April and May, and we'll get things beyond.
All right, thanks y'all. Thanks Teri for coming in, and we'll see y'all soon. Bye.
Bye.